Yes. What's going on, guys? My name is Tranzcendent, and I would like to welcome you to the Tranzcendent Outlook podcast. Listen, today I'm super excited. I haven't done this in a while. You guys know I haven't come on live with a podcast in a little while. This is a new season, a new beginning. I'm super excited for today's episode. But before I get started, I want to do things a little differently, right? So I want to make sure I let you guys know what the mission is here at Transcendent Outlook, because I think it's important. I think it's important for folks who are coming out, folks who've been here before, and folks who maybe this is your first time. I think it's important for you guys to understand what Transcendent Outlook podcast is and what my mission is, right? And so I am about to look over there, and I'm gonna read the mission to you, right? Because I want to make sure that I get it down pat correctly, right? And so this is the Transcendent Outlook podcast, where our mission is to highlight and celebrate individuals, businesses, and organizations that are pushing boundaries, overcoming challenges, and creating meaningful impact in their communities and beyond. That's amazing. I know it is. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, but listen, today I'm really excited. Today's guest is Joey Torre. Joey Torre is a HS warrior and a men's mental health advocate. I met Joey a few years ago. It's been a minute. I feel like it's probably been probably over 10 years that I met Joey, man. Joey's a good dude. Met him, became almost like friends instantly. Kept running into him here and there or whatever. And I've been watching his journey, right? And we've been talking about doing this podcast for a long time, and so I'm really excited to introduce you guys to Joey. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring him up. Joey, what's going on, brother?
Yes. What's goody, my guy? Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Listen, man, I'm really happy to have you here as well. I'm actually, if you give me a second, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that we're good on Instagram as well. Yep, there we go. All right, yep. So listen. Facebook. Yeah, do your thing, Joey. Listen, while you do your thing, I'm going to let you know, if you're watching on Facebook, thank you so much for watching. Please do me a favor and share this live broadcast. Share this. Today we're going to talk about Joey's journey with HS, and we're going to talk about men's mental health, and we're going to talk about a whole few other things, right? And so if you're watching, please do me a favor and share this broadcast so that others can be able to see this. If you're watching on Instagram, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you let me know, who you are, where you're from, where you're watching from. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And if you're watching on YouTube, please do me a favor. And if you're on YouTube right now, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. And let me know who you are. Let me know where you're at, and subscribe, because we have a lot of great stuff coming up this season. This is only the beginning. And if you're on YouTube, that a lot of the stuff will live there, right? We're live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, but once this is edited, it's gonna live on YouTube. So please make sure you do me a favor and you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be amazing. Yes, let's go. HS Open Wounds, what's going on, brother? On YouTube, hey, let's go, brother.
Bro.
Yes,
that's my brother right there, Parrish.
There we go.
HS Warriors in the building already.
Buffalo, New York in the house.
Yes, sir. Just try to share the Facebook Live to the page.
Yeah, go ahead, do your thing. You let me know when you're ready, man. And
is it on the Tranzcendent or your?
Nah, it should be on my personal pages.
It's on the Tranzcendent page.
The Eddie Tranzcendent.
Yeah, let me try to share this. Now we should be good to go.
We good to go, brother?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I see you over there rocking the Brooklyn hat, and it made me kind of mad. I'm like, I should have thrown the Bridgeport hat, because you know what I mean.
You should have represent, bro. I got love. Bridgeport's my second home. I was thinking about, actually, I was in Jimmy's yesterday, and they have a nice Bridgeport fitted. Did you see it with the Bluefish logo on it?
Nah. I might have seen it. Yeah, I might have seen it.
Yeah, they definitely got a nice one.
I might have to stop by downtown and pick me up a hat real quick, man. Yo, so Joey,
Definitely.
man, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, man.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, thank you for having me. It's always good seeing you, brother. I want to start off by saying, man, your smile, bro, has always been contagious. I remember, early on, like when we first met each other back at the school, like you always had a good attitude, smiling from ear to ear, man. And just thank you for being a positive dude, because positivity is definitely something that the world needs nowadays. And I
Yeah.
know you're one guy that pushes that positivity. So thank you.
No, I appreciate it, man, and I'll be honest with you, man. Since we're gonna be giving compliments, I'll be honest with you, man. You're the kind of dude that I feel like you're always the same. Like, you know what I mean? You know how some people are kind of like different depending. I feel like every time I saw you, you were always the same person, and you were always the first person to say hi, like what up, like whatever. And I think when you're in the situation of like being in school and doing different things, whatever. Sometimes being able to see somebody that's always cool, always saying hi, whatever. I feel like that's just so welcoming. So I appreciate that from you, man. You was always a welcoming dude.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. But a little bit about me, as you were saying earlier, I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, but now I live in CT. Bridgeport is my second home. And I'm a proud dog dad, so shout out to all the fathers
Let's
today,
go.
first and foremost. I don't have any human children, but I have a fur baby. I also love to play video games, ride my e-bike, eat pizza. I'm a big pizza connoisseur. What else? I love to read comic books. I love to create content. And I also love to advocate for my condition, hidradenitis suppurativa, or better known as HS. And
Gotcha.
I'm also a men's health advocate as well. So, yeah, there's many pieces to the puzzle that make me who I am.
What brought you to Connecticut?
So what brought me to Connecticut at the time, my family had owned a home in Brooklyn, and the home was sold, and we couldn't find anything within New York City that was affordable, because anywhere in New York City is just ridiculous to try to
Yeah.
rent from. So my uncle actually was looking for some places for myself, my mother, my grandfather, and my brother, and we was just kind of looking all over Connecticut, like Waterbury. I think we even looked at Hartford, and we found the Bridgeport Towers. That's where I originally had first moved to, and we just kind of just been here ever since. And that was back in 2009, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is your family still here or no?
Me and my brother. My mother lives back in Brooklyn with my sister, so I
Okay.
have a great amount of family in New York City. But as far as family out here, it's just my brother.
And do you go back and forth often? I assume.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. I was just saying to myself, I need to take a trip down to visit my mother, my sister. I have a nephew, 3 nieces. So I'm
Yeah.
constantly taking the Metro North back and forth. Like, that's how you know I'm a New Yorker. I drive, but I love taking the train. We were just talking about how I was going to take the train to your
Yeah.
in-person studio, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're like, it's so close to the train station. I'm like, say less, I'm over there.
Yeah, man, the studio's in Milford, man. Like I said, you could throw a rock and hit the train, so it's definitely, man. And that's funny, man, because I have family in New York too. I don't know them too well, but I know I have family out there. And I remember years ago, when I met some of them, one of my cousins, she was kind of saying like, she was saying how she didn't drive. Like, oh no, I don't really drive, this and that, whatever. And I'm like, yo, how do you not drive? And she's like, nah, man, we live in New York. Like, you don't really drive out here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you live in New York, you catch a train or whatever.
Yeah.
But because of the parking situation and everything, it's kind of tough to have a car out there,
No, I definitely feel her, because when I first moved up here, that was my excuse for everything. When people be like, Joe, why you not driving? I'm from New York. It's like, you're from New York City, but now you're living in Connecticut. You need a vehicle. And eventually I got my driver's license and a vehicle to get me around town. But, thankfully, Bridgeport, the public transportation, it's pretty good. Like, I'm able to get around, and,
Yeah.
it definitely can use some improvements. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But, for the most part, I'm able to get around, and it's not that expensive. It's under like $2 for a ride.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. When you're comparing it to New York City Transit.
Yeah.
And when you take New York City Transit, there's so many delays and construction. So sometimes I feel like NYC Transit isn't worth the money.
Yeah. What were some of the similarities that you saw from Bridgeport? Like, when you came over here, were there similarities or were there some shocks like that kind of like they took you back?
I would definitely say more culture shocks, if anything. Definitely just a slower pace. That was a tough adjustment for me to get used to. Living in Brooklyn, everything's fast paced. You used to, living the life of like constantly going, the hustle and bustle, the big New York City life. And Connecticut has slowed me down. In the beginning, it was definitely a culture shock and hard for me to slow down. But since I've been out here, it helped mold me into the person that I am today. And it's honestly like probably one of the best decisions that happened to me to improve my life, because it gave me the chance to slow down and really look at my life and like project to see like what I want to do versus always just being caught up in Brooklyn and just living a fast-paced life.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because for me, like years ago, I used to be like, man, I wish I would have been born in New York, because I feel like I like the fast life. At the time, I was like, I like it. When I go out there, everything's so fast, everybody moving, there's stuff going on, you know what I mean? And I was like, man, I feel like if I would have moved out here, I would have been a totally different person, because everything's so fast.
Yeah,
but I feel like I probably would have did good in that atmosphere, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. You got to be like a chameleon. I'm like that. When I go back down to visit my family, I'm more on point, and just my situation awareness is heightened. And I'm just back into Brooklyn Joe. But after a couple hours, like anybody will tell you, I'm ready to come back to Connecticut. I had enough of New York,
Yeah, I feel you. Now, in terms of Bridgeport, man, like I'm a big Bridgeport supporter. Anybody who knows me knows that I love Bridgeport, and I love to kind of like, I love to try to help to take the focus out of the negativity of Bridgeport and talk about the good things, because I feel like there's more good than bad happening, right? It's kind of like New York, right? There's a lot of good stuff happening in New York, but a lot of times you get the negative stuff, you get the negative news, the negative kind of information that's going on, right? And so when it comes to Bridgeport, what would you say, like is there, because Bridgeport is a big city, in terms of like compared to other cities in Connecticut, where would you say in Bridgeport you like the most?
Oh man, I love Black Rock, man. I just love that whole area. One of my favorite things to do is walk, so I love to go and walk down by St. Mary's by the sea. It's just so peaceful over there. I love that area. That's honestly like one of my favorite places in the world. Like even if I would eventually move from Bridgeport, I know I would always think about St. Mary's by the sea, because it's just so relaxing. It has a nice, clean pedestrian walkway where you can look, and that's the Long Island Sound you can see, right?
Yep.
So definitely Black Rock, and the Trumbull area is nice as well. So Bridgeport definitely has some nice areas, just like any other place. There's not every, like Brooklyn, there's definitely nicer areas in Brooklyn compared to certain little pockets. So you just gotta really be involved with the community and know the city of like the strong points and maybe the not so strong points.
No, most definitely. I definitely agree 100%. Have you taken your dogs over there to St. Mary's or no?
Yeah, I have. But the thing is, he's super reactive. So a lot of people go down there with his dogs. So anytime I go to St. Mary's, I want it to be peaceful. If I bring Scooby along, it probably won't be peaceful. But he definitely gets out. I take him to the park that's nearby, Winfield Park, and we'll go over there. There's not a lot of dog parents over there, so he definitely gets his sniffs in, and every now and again I'll take him over there, but it only lasts probably about 5 minutes.
When I had a dog, and I used to take him over there a lot, especially as a puppy. I used to love taking him over there. It was a good walk. If you walk the whole little strip there and back, that was enough for him to be pooped. Like he was done after that, so it was good. Get him on tired, man.
Absolutely, bro.
That's good though, man. Yeah, I love that area too, man. I love the Black Rock area, man. It's definitely a beautiful area. Definitely a lot of good restaurants out there too. If you like to eat, if you like to hang out, it's definitely a nice area over there. Now listen, man. When we talk about HS, and your journey with HS, man. I don't know. You correct me if I'm wrong, man. I feel like I met you. I think we met each other. I want to say like, I don't know. I want to say like 2011, 2010. It was a minute ago.
That seems accurate. Yep.
And I feel like this is before you knew. Did you already know about your about HS then or not?
Right. So I had it. I wasn't officially diagnosed. So I wasn't officially diagnosed until September 2014. September 2014 is when I received the diagnosis, but I was definitely living with HS at the time. See, the thing is with HS, it takes like 7 to 10 years for someone to get diagnosed in most cases, because it's like people think it's rare, but it's not rare. It's just that people are so afraid, embarrassed to talk about it because,
Yeah.
It's boil-like abscesses. It's not appealing.
Yeah.
It can cause foul odor and things of that nature. There's many things that go on with HS. So a lot of people live a life in secrecy and cover it up, just like I've been doing for many years, because
Yeah.
they simply don't know. A lot of people been misdiagnosed, like myself. So prior to receiving a diagnosis, I kept getting misdiagnosed from the urgent cares. So my first time I ever had like a boil-like abscess, which is considered HS, is around probably, I don't remember the year, but it was definitely a few years prior to me receiving the diagnosis.
Okay.
And I went to the urgent care because I had a big boil-like abscess on my back. I went to work and it was on the top of my butt, and it had me in so much pain that eventually burst. And then I came home and my mother helped, clean it up for me. And then the next day I went to the urgent care. At this time I'm in Bridgeport now. And they said, you just had a boil. So I thought that was the end of it. They sent me on my way with a prescription for antibiotics. They said, take some antibiotics. It's going to clear right up. And that helped until that boil came back with a vengeance. And I'm like, what's going on? And then the boil-like abscess started to spread to another area. And I went back to the urgent care, and they just kept giving me a misdiagnosis. They just said, you have reoccurring boils. But that's not what HS is, because with a boil is typically one and done. With HS, it happens. It can happen anywhere on your body. It probably won't show up on the red part of your lips, the palms of your hands, or the soles of your feet, but it can happen anywhere. I done had it on the back of my neck, on my face. I know plenty of people that suffer from it all over on their body, right?
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. It's reoccurring boil-like abscesses, where boil is kind of like the chances of you getting that is not going to be as frequent as HS.
Why did it take so long for you to be diagnosed? Was it like?
Yeah, well, for my journey, it was like I thought I was doing the right thing. I didn't feel well, so I went to the doctor. So in my head, I'm going to the urgent care because I'm not feeling well, and they're giving me a prescription for something that is helping me, but in a temporary sense.
Yeah.
But there was always something deep in down inside of me that said, I feel like it's more than what they're telling me.
Yeah.
But I thought it was doing the right thing, because it wasn't like I was completely ignoring it. I was going to the doctor. It's just that they was giving me the wrong information. And then one day, I made an appointment with a dermatologist here in Bridgeport. And I remember that day like it was yesterday. I step into his office, and I'm sitting there waiting for him to come in. And he's like, what's going on, buddy? And I tell him what I've been experiencing, for how long. And he says, do you mind if I take a look? He took one look on my left armpit. He was like, you have Hidradenitis Suppurativa. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, it's a chronic lifelong condition. I'm like, all these words are just jumping at me. Like I'm just seeing them coming, boom, boom, chronic. What do you mean? Break that down. Lifelong. Like what? No cure. What do we do? So that's when I received the diagnosis of HS.
That's crazy, and it's crazy because it makes me think about a situation I had. Not me personally, but I have a young daughter, and when she was born, she had a lot of like rashes on her skin, and we couldn't figure out what it was, and we kept going to the doctor, whatever, figuring out, buying different creams, couldn't figure it out, and we ended up going to a spot to go see somebody about it, and this older gentleman walks in. And we have her in, she's a baby. She's only a few months old, and we have her in a stroller. And the older gentleman walks. I mean, when I talk about older, I'm talking about like he's probably like 80 something. He walks in, and I'm like, this dude. And he walks in, man, and he looks in the stroller, and I'm like, hey, you want me to take her out? And he's like, no, you're fine. And I'm like, you want me to take her clothes off? And he goes, no. He looked at her arm. He goes, I know what it is. And I'm like, well, you don't want to look. You don't want to. He goes, you're all set. He gave me a prescription. I went to the pharmacy that same night. I put the cream on her. She was good to go.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So it's a matter of going to the right person, right? Like you kept going back to the urgent care, but you just weren't seeing that person that actually knew. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. And I'm glad you used that story as an example and you highlighted something that's important, like getting a second opinion or a third
Yeah,
opinion sometimes. Don't be afraid. I know how exhausting it can be going to the doctors, especially like a person living with a chronic condition. But I just want to tell anybody that's out there that's watching, and if they may be living with a chronic condition and they don't know, like, don't be afraid to get another opinion, because you don't
yeah,
know. It might, for me, it was a bittersweet moment, because now it's like, yes, I'm right. I knew it was something so much bigger, but now
but
it's like,
yeah,
here we go. Like,
yeah.
what? How do I go about living with this thing?
Now, could you, for anybody who's watching or maybe even listening,
Yes, sir.
could you be a little more specific? Because I know I did a little research. I saw some of your pictures. I started getting likes from people in your circle, in your community. So I started going to their pages and I saw their
Yeah.
pictures and stuff. And so I have an idea of what you mean when you say boils. But can you kind of describe that a little bit?
Yeah, so boil-like abscesses, that's the important thing. Like, we don't like to say HS is boil, because boil is like one and done.
Got
So
it.
it's always a boil-like abscess.
Okay.
And there's 3 stages to HS. So there's stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 1 being the least severe, stage 2 being moderate, and then stage 3 being the most severe. Me personally, I live with like a stage 2, stage 3, but my worst area was the HS was in my left armpit, but about last year, a little bit over a year ago, I had a wide incision surgery
Okay.
that removed the diseased tissue. So thankfully, it's been over a year. I
Okay.
haven't seen any HS activity in that specific area,
Yeah.
but I still have HS throughout my body. But the most problematic area for me was in my left armpit.
Okay.
But it can show up in your groin, on your buttocks. I have it there as well. The back of my neck used to be really bad.
Yeah.
The scalp, the face.
And
Sure.
this is something that doesn't care if you're a man or a woman, right? So you could get a man or woman.
100%. A lot of studies show that it is a woman's condition, but that
Really?
is not the truth at all.
Okay.
The thing is, a lot of men, and I'm pretty sure you can attest to this, and it took me a long point to get me to be the man who I am, to be comfortable in my skin and talk about my challenges, right?
Yeah.
My chronic condition, my mental health challenges that come along with this, because HS doesn't impact the body, it impacts every aspect of your life, your mind, your body, your spirits, your pockets. It's an expensive condition, from buying gauze, medical tape, soaps, creams, topicals, prescriptions, co-pays, transportation.
Yeah.
This thing really impacts warriors greatly on all levels you can imagine. So, yeah, I'm sorry. What you had said prior?
No, well, so my question was just, does it impact women and men? And you were saying,
Oh yeah, men. So men are less likely to speak up about it because they're embarrassed, and they think that they have to keep it within themselves and not talk about it, because they're going to be afraid of the stigma that's attached with speaking up and dealing with it. So men are less likely to go to the doctors and say, "Hey, doc, I'm struggling with this," and just speak up about it. So that's why studies possibly do show that more women live with it. But if you look at different countries and regions and stuff, but men live with it too. I know a great amount of HS warriors who are men in the community. My brother Parrish, he was just in the chat, and he's a strong warrior. There's plenty of brothers out there that's living with it proudly and taking control of their conditions.
No, I feel you. Yeah, so you're pretty much just saying, like, like studies show there's more women, but that's because men are, and I feel like that happens in a lot of different scenarios, right? Even when it comes to seeing a therapist or seeking any kind of help, they'll say, oh, more women seek this kind of help. And it's like, yes, only because women are more, they're more apt to like actually saying, hey, I need help. When dudes got to be strong, like we got to make sure, like, you know what I mean?
bury it and keep your head
Yeah.
down. Believe me, I was living like that for so long. Even like going back to like when I received my diagnosis, I was still in denial, like trying to tell myself I'm normal in a sense. And that's not to say that HS warriors are not normal, but
Yeah.
normalcy can look different for everyone, you know?
Yeah.
So there was things that I would try to do to prove to myself, I can do this. I don't care that I have HS, not knowing that I'm only hurting myself physically,
Exactly.
mentally, and spiritually, you know?
Yeah,
So,
man. Yeah, like, nah, 100%. Like Rodney says, men are notorious for not speaking up about health problems, and it's true. It's true. It's exactly what we're talking about.
And being that it's June, it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So if we have any fellas watching, what it sounds like we do, I just want to encourage the fellas real quickly, like, speak up to somebody if you're struggling. It can be somebody who you love or trust, or even if you want to speak to a professional, take it from someone that's actively in therapy. Like, don't be afraid to do that, because you got to unload that stuff.
Yeah.
And try to figure out like what's the best solution for you to go about living your life in the most healthiest way. And just, it doesn't make you weak to speak up, guys.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with that 100%. Now, speaking about HS, I want to stay on here for a little while, and we'll circle back to men's health, but
Yes,
I want to stay here for a little bit. I know it's 2026, man, Joey, and it's 2026, and there's a lot of different there's a lot of things that come up in terms of different ways for you to find out if you have some kind of a disease or some kind of a infection or whatever it is. There's a lot of over-the-counter stuff. Is there anything over-the-counter that a man can go and get to see if they have HS? Is that something that's available?
Well, over-the-counter is only going to get you but so far. I just want to strongly encourage people to go to the doctor, because there are treatment plans available. I myself, I'm on a medication called Biologic. That's not the name of it. That's the name of the medication. There's a brand name to it, but I'm on a certain medication called a Biologic, where it's an injectable medication that I take once a month, and it keeps my HS calm. So there's definitely different types of treatment, from biologics to antibiotics to topical antibiotics. And there's a lot of stuff that's coming out. Like, HS is getting the attention that it deserves right now, and a lot of people in the healthcare community are really paying attention to the HS community, which is great, because for so long, like, people didn't care about this condition, and now it's getting the light that it deserves. So there are definitely a lot of options, but I strongly encourage people, just go to the doctor, because you don't want to waste your money on things that possibly may not work. And it's like I said earlier, HS is expensive, so I would kind of stay away from over-the-counter or stuff that you may see on social media saying this and that. Anytime you hear something or someone say the C word, cure, CURE, don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. I don't care who they are. Do not believe anyone telling you that they have a cure. You can get it properly managed. You can get to a point where you're in remission and your flares are infrequent, but you're still going to have HS. So I just want to do what's right for the people, and just don't buy into the stuff that really try to take advantage of your vulnerability.
And I'm glad you said that, because my next question was going to be, you said that there's like levels, right? That you can have 1, 2, or 3, right? In terms of whenever you're diagnosed, is there a possibility that I come in and I'm at a level 3, but with some work and just taking care of it, I can get down to a 1, or that's not a thing?
You can. So say for instance, like hypothetically speaking, I'll use myself as an example. This in my left armpit was a stage 3, stage 2, stage 3. So if I decided to do the surgery, which I did, they removed it and took it out. But as far as like it going back down to like a level 2, digressing, I don't think that's possible. Like it can definitely elevate. Like you can be a level 1 and make it up to a 3 because you're just ignoring it, or it progresses over time. But I've never heard of it, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I've never heard of it going from 3 to 1. I only heard of HS always advancing if you don't properly address it.
No, definitely, and I don't know if maybe you may or may not be able to answer this question. But in terms of like parents, right? Today's Father's Day.
Yeah.
And we're talking to men. We're talking about men's health and the importance of saying, hey, if there's something going on, I want to get this checked out. Something's not right. Whatever. If there's men watching who are fathers who have kids, is there a particular age where maybe a kid should, do you know anything about the kids and diagnosing, children?
Kids, it does. It can happen during puberty. So yes, children do live with HS as well.
Okay.
Yep, but there's no I know warriors that are probably 50 plus years old and they never had an HS experience until they turn 51 for whatever reason.
Okay. So it can just pop up.
It can pop up. So a few things I do want to highlight about HS. It's not an STD or STI because it can look like that, because it can be in very private, intimate areas like the groin, the buttocks, for women underneath their breasts. So first and foremost, HS is not an STD. Yeah. Secondly, it is not contagious. It's not contagious. It's not due to poor hygiene. A lot of people think it's because you have to shower more because of the odor. It's not due to poor hygiene, and it can impact anybody, their age, their gender. It doesn't matter. So in short, HS does not discriminate.
Yes, got it. And actually, I had it since 7. He says I had HS in 7. Says HS open wounds
my
on
brother,
Facebook.
HS.
I'm sorry, on YouTube. Yeah,
that's my brother right there. Paris, what's good, P? That's a fellow warrior. That's my guy right there, man.
Yeah, so since 7, so that's super young. So again, if you're a parent, if you're watching this or listening, and maybe this is something that you've seen. Maybe this is a question you can ask your pediatrician about your kids. Hey, is this something that that could be it? Because I think sometimes as parents, I think we go crazy looking to researching stuff, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's good to have different options when we go see the doctor and say, hey, look, this is going on. Could it be this? Because obviously 100%. From the story you told us in your journey, you went to the doctor a few times, and a few times they just said, oh no, there's nothing here, just take this or whatever. So right. I mean, no fault of their own. Maybe they just didn't know, right? And so and that actually brings me to my next question. Can you, well, in your experience, in the stories you've heard, maybe friends you had in your community, is this something that kind of like a quote unquote regular doctor can actually see, or would it take going to a specialist to be diagnosed?
Yeah, so great question. So a lot of doctors they get in the education, they get trained to spot HS earlier, so you can get diagnosed from a primary care or dermatologist. I consider dermatology to be my primary treater of my HS, but that can look different for someone else. Like for women, they can go to, I believe, like the OBGYN, and they can diagnose them with HS, and your PCP, they can diagnose you. So there's definitely different avenues where you can receive a diagnosis. You can receive a diagnosis in an urgent care. Yeah. So it's just all about that medical professional being educated about that condition.
When we talk about men's health and getting help and talking to people and whatnot, was it after the diagnosis that you then started to kind of go on that journey of taking care of your mental health, or did this happen? Did this start prior to your diagnosis?
Taking care of my mental health actually started a lot after receiving that diagnosis, because like I said, when I received that diagnosis of HS, I was still kind of in denial, and I would bury it. Yeah. And I would think this is not a real thing, and if I just don't think about it, it's not going to exist. But that's not the truth. So I want to say it was probably because I received the diagnosis in 2013. I want to say a few years after I started being really a true advocate for myself, not just on social media, but just really taking this condition serious and, wanting to see the best life that I can live. So I would say probably around 2017, that was when I started to get more health conscious and going to the doctor more and trying to figure out all the treatments, and even going to mental health, pay attention more to my mental health.
Yeah. And so 2017, so we're talking like 9 years. How would you say your mental health has improved in the past 8 or 9 years?
Oh man, tremendously. I can identify the feelings and know how to embrace them even when they don't feel so good, because the thing is, you don't want to bury things. You don't want to say, I don't want to feel sad, I don't want to feel angry. It's natural to have those emotions, but it's all about managing them in a healthy way and embracing them and knowing how you navigate life when these emotions arise.
Yeah.
And I never used to be like that. It's like, if it's getting me angry or getting me sad, I don't want to think about it, and it's not a healthy way to live. You need to know how to control these emotions and know that it's natural, and you got to do the best you can to navigate those emotions. But my mental health has changed tremendously, and I'm not the same person today that I was back in 2013. I'm more comfortable talking about mental health. We're having a whole conversation talking about mental health,
Yeah. Have you felt a difference from the world, from the outside, from people, like you know what I mean, like the way people are receiving you, or maybe the way you're being treated, or like have you felt? Because I asked that question because I feel like sometimes that's when we really realize the change. That change is coming is because we see how the rest of the world is acting towards us, or you get what I'm saying? Like, so have you felt the difference from the outside in?
I feel a difference from the outside in from me.
Yeah.
So that's most importantly, as far as like how people perceive me. What someone thinks of me is none of my business. That's how I live my life.
Yeah.
But as far as how I perceive myself and knowing that I have good intentions and I have a good heart, and there's no hidden negative motives behind the things that I do, like, I'm happy with that. I know who I am, and that's the only thing that really honestly matters, because a lot of the times we seek outside validation when all we really need is the validation within ourselves.
Yeah.
And we want to people please, and we want to help people, and that's all good, but you have to be comfortable with yourself. So I'm comfortable with telling the audience, I go to therapy. I'm a strong advocate for that, because like without that, like, I want to have a safe space in the sense of like, really having those healthy conversations that I want to have. You can't have these type of conversations with everybody.
Yeah.
And therapy creates a space like that for me.
I agree with you 100%. I guess I was more so like talking about, something. I'll give you an example. Something like maybe like your mother saying, "Oh man, Joey, like I've kind of seen, because of course we don't look for validation from the world or whatever, but there are special people in our circle, our family or a spouse, a sibling, that if when they tell you, hey man, like I see a difference, like whatever, you're like, oh, that's what's up, because that matters. Like homeboy in the corner, he doesn't matter, but my mom, she matters. And when she told me that she can see the difference, that shit, it hit me like, oh man, like, that's what's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. So just to answer your question, people can notice the growth.
Yeah,
absolutely. And just having a different perspective and not just being like so closed-minded, and just having a different, better perspective on how the way you look at things and interact with people. So yes, it's definitely noticeable.
Definitely. My boy Ronnie on YouTube, he asked, is there anything dietary or lifestyle that can assist along with the medications? Do you need to stay away from certain things?
Yes, that's a great question, Rodney. Thank you for asking. So everyone's body is different, so I can't tell you like this diet plan is going to work for them. But just thinking about like HS and the HS triggers, it can get triggered by many things. Diet can be a trigger, smoking, alcohol. And let me make this clear. Smoking doesn't cause HS, but it can exacerbate it. Like for me, when I used to smoke cigarettes, that's when my HS was at its worst. But someone can smoke for years and it doesn't impact their HS. But yes, diet. So basically, it's going to have to be a self-discovery journey and figuring out what your triggers are. Like for me, for diet, I would say like dairy used to make me inflamed. Used to aggravate my HS. But it's definitely a personal journey when it comes to diet. And as far as lifestyle changes, there are definitely lifestyle changes people can implement. But again, that's such another personal thing where you're going to have to figure out like what works for you. You're going to have to figure out what are your limitations as far as like, let's say, exercise.
Yeah.
For an example, you know, I like to go on long walks. I can't be in the gym 2-3 hours because, you know, that might trigger my HS and my groin, and then I'm paying for it for God knows how long. So there are definitely triggers and lifestyle changes that you can implement that can properly manage your HS. But it's just such a personal journey. Like everyone HS doesn't look the same, even though, you know, it may classify like if I meet another fellow HS warrior out here, he could have stage 3 and it can be way worse than my stage 3, you know, and the dairy can trigger me, and something like tomatoes, because they contain nightshades, that can trigger him. So it really depends, but there are lifestyle changes that can help.
No, that makes sense. It makes sense, and it sounds like as soon as a person is diagnosed, you almost like you go on this journey of really like rediscovering a lot of stuff about you, to try to help. So it's almost like you're like, in a way, your life revolves around HS to try to figure out how can I treat this, and how can, aside from medications and any kind of, surgery or whatever, really trying to figure out the different things that are gonna, have it kind of, inflame more or whatever it is. So again, I can see how the mental health part of it comes in too, because now you're focused on that, and that could really take a toll on you as well.
Yeah, big time.
I can definitely. Now, tell me a little bit about the community, man. Again, I've been following you for a while. You're traveling. You're in Philly. You're here. You're there. You're doing different podcasts, and you have like you have a whole new community now. Whole HS community. Talk to me about that. How did you get started? How do you get your feet wet in that community, and how was that whole experience for you?
Oh man, first and foremost, shout out to the HS Warriors. We rise. Shout out to my boy P. I gotta plug this, man. My brother, Parrish Armstead, he HS Open Wounds. He's in the comments, man. He has an HS anthem. I want everybody to go check that out. It's the anthem. The HS anthem is called We Rise. We Rise. And it's such a motivated, positive, uplifting song for the Warriors.
Yes.
He's spitting HS bars on there. It's so relatable. So do me a favor, everyone, check out his song. Go to YouTube, put in Parrish Armstead, Parish Armstead. Put in HS Anthem, We Rise. Take a listen so you can feel the vibe and feel the energy. But yeah, shout out to the Warriors, the communities, man. The community is life-changing, man. Not only P, everybody. Too many people to name. We have a support group called the Brotherhood. So if there's any HS Warriors that are men, this one is specifically for the men. You can join us. We meet every once a month virtually, Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can come and you can chat. You don't even have to talk, guys. If you want to come into the room and show up with your camera off and just listen to what the other brothers have to say, you're more than welcome to do that. We just have a space specifically for the bros living with HS. But also too, like the community, the women in the community, they're so knowledgeable, they're so smart and uplifting, and everyone cares about, just trying to see other HS Warriors live the best life that they can. And the community is near and dear to my heart. They're doing so much as far as like raising awareness with education. A lot of the community members are going live on social media and just creating spaces for HS Warriors to feel less alone. And I'm just so glad that I was able to connect with so many great people and just, build real solid relationships with people that, Parrish is one of my good friends. I tell him all the time, he's a friend I never knew I needed.
Yeah.
So that just highlights how important the community is. Like, we talk about everything, and there's other brothers that I talk to about everything as well. And the community is important. Finding a community that can make you feel at home and connect with is major.
How long after your diagnosis did you start to get involved in the community?
Well, I started to, 2013, I was diagnosed, and then I made the video. I made a YouTube video, I think in 2017, 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple years before COVID took place.
Yeah.
And I was hesitant on making the video, but I had a conversation with my sister, and she was like, you should really talk about your HS because I think it would help you, and it would help so many people. So, I wrote out my bullet points on like what I wanted to stick to in the video.
Yeah.
And I remember getting up one Saturday saying I'm going to film it, and I filmed it right here in my apartment. And I filmed the video, and I edited, and then I'm watching it and saying to myself, man, before I hit this publish button, like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to put myself out there like that? Because what happens if somebody sees this video and say, he lives with that, and they don't want to be friends with me, or they don't want to interact with me anymore? So that was in the back of my head, but almost instantaneously, another thought came in and said, Joe, if they think that way about you, they're not for you. And you're doing this to help yourself, and you're doing this to help so many people feel less alone.
Yeah.
So I had 3 goals in mind when I made that YouTube video: to help myself, to help people, other HS warriors feel less alone, and hopefully educate people who had no idea about what HS was. And after watching my video, hopefully I was able to educate them. And for me to do all these things, like be a part of the community and go out and be a part of like campaigns, like I never expected any of that. My goals were hit once I hit that publish button. I seen probably 50 comments on that video saying, thank you, Joe, thank you for talking about it. So I'm like, mission accomplished. Other comments saying, I had no idea what HS, thanks for talking about this. Mission accomplished. But when I start getting more involved and saying, I want you to come here and speak and stuff, I'm like, what? I did what I had to do. Like, So it's been life-changing in such a good way, not just because like you get to go out and do things. That's fun, but the real core purpose is for me to help people and feel less alone and try to make connections on really improving the lives of the community members. So I'm just honored to be a part of the space, bro.
No, definitely, man. And shout out to your sister, man. I'm glad that she got in your head, and because sometimes we need that person to help. Give it that little, like, we're ready to do it, but we need that person to give us that little shove. To get us to do it. So shout out to her. Because I think it is important. I think it is important to talk about these things. And God only knows, what would have happened had you not, hit the record button and record that video. You know what I mean?
What's crazy too, bro? Prior to making that video, I was struggling to find out like what my purpose was in life. I always knew my life was purposeful, but I'm kind of one of those people that kind of need like a designated destiny. And I'm like, always been like a humanitarian, quick to help the community and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is like one of my callings right now, because like I can connect with the people and really connect with them in a specific way that too many people aren't comfortable talking about. And if I can help raise their spirits and help them feel better about themselves, mission accomplished. If my story can help the next person feel better about themselves, I'm doing what I need to do in life.
I love it, and I love the fact that that it doesn't have to be limited to HS, right? And so I love that, because I think that your journey and your calling and your purpose is big, right? In terms of like, obviously we're talking about HS, we're talking about your journey with HS, but about the overall look of it is like, hey man, if there's anything that you're going through, go get checked, go talk to somebody, and if you're feeling like you can't talk to anybody, there is people you can talk to. There are communities out there, no matter what you're going through. And this is what I always say, no matter what you're going through, there's somebody else out who's going through it as well. Like you're not alone. You may think you're alone, but once you take a look, you'll see that there's a whole community out there of people who are going through whatever it is that you're going through. You know what I mean? And so I think that that HS was pretty much like the door, right? The opening. to be able to open you to the purpose of of the overall talking to people and getting people to understand the importance of talking, of sharing how they feel, of looking, of searching for help, of not giving up, right? Like hey man, like I've been going, like you said, I've been through urgent care a few times, and they kept telling me it was this, that, and the other, and you didn't give up, you kept going back. You know what I mean? And so when you talk about purpose, I love it, because the way I look at it from and you can tell me if maybe I'm wrong, but the way I look at it from my side is like, yo, HS was just the door opening, and from there on out, it's just is open. And the purpose is not just HS. The purpose is overall, like, hey man, if you're a human, if you're a woman, a man, a child, an older person, please take care of yourself, and please, go get help.
What do I need to say? You said it perfectly, bro. Health consciousness. That's the overall message. Individual health consciousness, being more conscious about your personal journey, physically, mentally, and spiritually. It just goes far beyond HS. And I'm glad you highlighted that, because a lot of the times the warriors, they look like they're only an HS warrior and they're only this condition. And that's why, I'm doing content. I've been doing content highlighting the things that I love, my hobbies, my interests, to show the warriors, to show the communities we're so much more than our condition. It's just a label. And that's not to diminish or devalue the severity of the condition. It's definitely debilitating. Yeah. Let's not get that mixed up. But there's so many different parts to us that make us beautiful people that we are. And don't overlook those parts, man.
Yes, definitely. No, definitely, 100%. Now, I know you're working on a few things in terms of, just more ways to get the information out, more ways to share your journey. And so talk to us about some of the things. I know I saw recently you made a video talking about Joey Talks. And so talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Joey Talks is something new, and it's basically just going to be a safe space where I can keep it real, talking about HS, mental health, or stepping away from the labels that society puts on us that holds us back in life. So I'm excited about that, and there'll be little short form content where I did a few videos already where I'm educating people, talking about different things like knowing what a sliding scale is. Like, for instance, I'll talk about that. Like, if people don't know what a sliding scale is, like, say, for instance, one of your audience members say, man, I really want to go to therapy, but I don't know if I can afford it. Well, since we're in Bridgeport, you can call Southwest and say, hey, do you guys offer a sliding scale? And what that basically is, they might say, I believe they do have it as well at Southwest. They'll say, yeah, we do have a sliding scale, and you'll have to bring down some information, and they'll basically make the visit according to your pay. So you're able to receive the care you need, and it won't break the bank for them. Yeah. So that's what Joey Talk is going to be about. Hopefully conversations with other HS warriors or anybody else that may be living with a condition and they want to talk about like being placed in this box because they live with this chronic condition physically and or mentally, So my space is open to anybody that wants to talk about things, to try to educate people and try to make anybody else feel better about themselves, especially if they're living with a chronic condition.
And where could we find these videos at? Where are they going to be posted?
You can find me here on the Facebook. I post a lot of stuff here on Facebook at Joey Torre, and especially Instagram. That's Joey Torre 718. Please follow me on there. And you can also follow me on TikTok. And my TikTok is Brooklyn Joey Torre 718, but it's abbreviated BKLNY Joey Torre 718. AKA the HS has become.
Yeah, man, if you're watching on YouTube, if it's not live, if you're watching the edited version on YouTube, just go down to the description and all the links will be down there. You'll be able to find other links on how to get in contact with Joey, whether it is to watch the video or maybe you just want to talk to him, maybe you want him to be on your podcast, whatever it is. You'll be able to find all the information down in the description. Yeah, man. So are you working on anything else? Anything else you want to share?
Definitely. I want to get more involved with the community, like here specifically in Bridgeport. Okay. Yep. Just getting more boots on the ground type of work. So I would love to bring my advocacy to the community and just help out people And who knows where that can go. Like, I don't want to put myself in any limitations, but
Yeah.
I definitely want to see how I can go about working with the community more. And as far as what to expect, yeah, like I said, you can join the Brotherhood support group if you're a guy living with HS, and there's plenty of other resources that I would like to share with the audience if they're struggling with HS. You can reach out to me, and then you can also go to these websites. These are all great, reputable HS websites. And
Yeah.
number one is hsconnect.org. Number two is the ACID. That's the ACID. That's AHSID.org. Then there's Hope for HS, HOPE for HS.org, and the HS Foundation. So there's a lot of resources available on all of those websites. Don't be afraid to reach out to them, reach out to me. If you want to talk, send me a DM via Instagram, and only the future knows what's next. You know, I didn't, I wish I can have a crystal ball and tell you what I got on the horizons. I'm just going to keep working. I'm going to keep advocating, keep creating this content, and keep educating people and just making people feel better about themselves. So whatever the universe has planned for me, I'm going to open it. I'm going to accept it with open arms, bro.
No, most definitely. And before we go, man, if can you share maybe some words of wisdom? Again, you know, we talked about it in the beginning. This is Men's Mental Health Month, Awareness Month. And so, you know, can you share some words of wisdom to, you know, to the men out there who are watching this, whether it's June or not? You know, obviously June is the awareness month, but this is something that we should be talking about all year round, right? Is there anything you want to share?
Yeah, I just want to speak from the heart, bro. I just want to tell the guys, man, don't be afraid, don't be embarrassed. And I get it, like, therapy is not for everyone, and I understand that. Everyone's at a different place in their healing journey, but like, just have a little bit of an open mind of just being more health conscious, and don't be afraid to go to the doctor, and don't think you're a weak person, especially a man. Don't think you're weak because you're receiving the help you need. In my opinion, and many other people's opinions, like, that makes you strong, you know? Because a lot of times, fellas that are watching, you know, they have to not only take care of themselves, but they probably have a significant other and a family. And it's like, at the end of the day, bro, you can't pour from an empty cup, and you keeping all that stuff bottled in is not healthy for you. So the smart thing for a person to do is to take care of themselves so they can be able to nurture their community and give back to the people that they love. So love you first before you think you have to love the next person.
I love that, man. I love that. I always say, you know, be selfish before you want to be selfless, you know. It sounds crazy, but you gotta be selfish. You gotta take care of you first, then you can take care of others, you know.
You know why though, bro? Because the connotation that's assigned to selfish, it sounds like you're being selfish and you're maliciously hurting people, but that's not the case. It's like, no, I'm human too. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely get what you're saying, and just make sure, you know, you water your own garden before you can water anyone else's.
No, most definitely, man. Joey, listen, man, this has been a great conversation. I'm looking forward to part 2. I definitely want you to come out to Milford. I want to do it. Yeah, man, I want to do it in person. Maybe you come by yourself. You could bring some of your crew with you, you know, whatever. But we could do something up there in Milford. I think that I think it'll be great. I think it'll be great to get us together. And I think the conversation will be even better in person. You know what I mean? So
I'm looking forward to it, bro. You say the word, we'll make the appointment, and
no, definitely. But no, man, listen, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for your openness, your willingness to be open and sharing. Again, you know, we've been talking about this, you've been talking about this, but I think it's so important. For me, you know, I feel like, you know, with this whole production that we're putting together here, if we can impact at least one life, I think it's a win, right? And I think that's what we're doing. And your willingness to be open and to talk about these things is gonna make that possible, right? And so thank you so much for for saying, you know, like for pushing me, because you were kind of like, yo, what's up? When we doing it? Like, you know, what's going on? You know, and so, you know,
I was ready, bro. Thank you, man. I've been ready ever since you hit me up. I'm like, you say the word, bro. I'm like, I'm not double backing on what I told you. I'm a man of my word, and I'm glad we did it. And I look forward to doing more collaborations with you.
Definitely.
Thank you to giving me a platform to, you know, share my story and help educate people and help, most importantly, help the warriors feel less alone and let them know, like, there's help out there, guys.
Yeah.
And we're not going to stop raising awareness and fighting for better needs of the HS community. Just hang tight, man, because a lot of positive changes are coming to the HS community, man. A lot of things are happening as is, man. So
no, definitely. Listen, if you're watching on Facebook, thank you so much for watching on Facebook. Please make sure you share this with your friends. Again, if you have any questions, maybe you want to reach out to Joey privately, you know, you'll see him tagged on his post. Make sure you do that. If you're on YouTube, again, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel and go down to the description. You'll be able to see all the information on how to get in contact with me or Joey. Again, reach out to him if you have any questions, any comments. If you want him to come on your platform, whatever it is, obviously he's willing and able to come on and share, you know, his journey and share how perhaps your audience can benefit from his story. And so again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Joey, I'm about to I'm gonna shut this down, but don't go nowhere because I want to talk to you after we go off. But again, to everybody who tuned in, thank you so much. Rodney on YouTube, thank you for your support.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the comments, everyone.
Yeah, man. Everybody on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, everybody on Instagram who came through, thank you so much for your support. Stay tuned. I have a lot of stuff coming up, so stay tuned. I'm excited. It's about to go down. Yeah, man, I'm excited. Joey, again, thank you so much, man. Guys, thank you, and don't forget, be transcendent.
Yes.